Those flags go.
They're still there. They're just fuzzy.
Everybody, it's Steve Olson, WSO. It is March 24th, 2017, and I got a lot of stuff to go through today, so hang on to your hats. One of the things that we're going to go through today, though, guys, is we're getting more information on the way that they obfuscate the system from us. Why is it that some days I can get a picture of a planet and other days I cannot see it at all? Or I might just see one circle of it or whatever? Well, what I want you to imagine for a second, I want you to look at this picture of the sun, okay, and how it's spreading all over the place. And there's clearly reflections of devices up there. I'm not even going to go into that. But just think about with me when somebody shines a flashlight in your face at nighttime, especially a really bright one, okay? Can you see anything behind that flashlight? Think about it. Now listen to this story. The other day I was talking to a guy who was having dinner with a friend at a very respectable restaurant near Heathrow Airport in the UK. And he overheard a conversation from the table behind him between a number of people with American accents about security alert. And that reminded me, and that remained hushed up in DC, that resulted in the taking into custody of a scientist and the death of an associate with him. The scientist had been on the run, apparently had classified information he had been working on, regarding the shielding in space. Using a satellite that can hide objects by doing what? Beaming a broad, low-power laser beam towards the Earth, like somebody pointing a flashlight right at you. Now, I want you to think about this because I don't think it's this big water shield anymore. What I think that they're doing, and I'll go to an older picture so you can see what I'm talking about. When you look at the all sky cams, you'll see this multiple ring in the sky and sometimes multiple other little rings and stuff like that. But we're going to go into this in depth today. But in the middle, you can actually make out the objects every so often, as if this is all obfuscating what's back up in there. I purport that that's actually part of that laser system. Okay? The person who was talking seemed to know what the classified information was about. He stated this technology is so powerful in its deception that it can hide the moon if need be. And further out it is placed, it can hide bigger objects. Apparently there are a number of these objects up there. Its main use was hiding covert satellites and weapons, back in the day, but it was so good it was used for other uses. It can impose stars in its deception to make space seem normal to the inquiring eyes. It does not fool everyone. It's not 100% perfect. Sometimes they misalign it and stuff like that, so the stars are not where they're supposed to be, but damn close. It can be affected by solar flares, but quickly recovers. And that's why we think we get pictures like this every so often during solar power times, solar energy. We can actually make out this the planets and stuff like that because this system fails every so often, and that's where we're getting these awesome pictures. But again, look at this picture. Somebody's beaming a big, huge red flashlight. This has nothing to do with laser technology. This artificial light that they have up there does the same thing. So you have this artificial light that you can't see behind, same effect as a flashlight in dark. And then secondly, you've got this low power laser beam that actually obfuscates stuff too. According to the story, somebody got killed for this, so if I'm not around next week, you'll know why. This person seemed to know the classified information, da-da-da-da. Apparently there are a number of these objects up there. Its main use, da-da-da, but to the inquiring eyes. I'm sorry, I just reread a paragraph. I'm so excited about this information. Now, thinking of this and hearing my assumption, which was I discovered the shield in previous discussions, and I'll show you some more of those in a second, which defies credibility that something that big could be made, which has been a problem with my theory. Plus, it seems fixed in the sky for a period of time during the day, and it moved around in space to hide a planet, brought back to this conversation, which now to me makes more sense. So I do think it's a combination of things: the light source, the artificial sun, the laser light, and also some obfuscation with objects like discs, if you will. So basically, now think of a laser being shown at you, showing imprinting an image. You'll also not see what's behind. So you can actually project an image with this low light laser beam. And what's more, the imprinted image can be manipulated, and the further away it is, the more it can be enlarged. Now, does that not have more credibility than the shield that the majority of people think or assume is like a sail? That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Have a nice weekend, fellas. But anyway, I really buy into this. I had never thought of this before. Think about that, guys. You're on a campsite, you got your flashlight, and you point that flashlight at your camping group, they can't see anything behind you. That's what's happening here. And we get these rare glimpses of what's going on because of just diligent people. And that 1% of the time this thing fails, we got people now that actually see what appears. Okay? Which makes us really dangerous, by the way. And, who knows how long they're going to let this thing continue on, right? Here's one of the better pictures that I got this week, though. This one, I saw several different pictures of this same thing, but I just wanted to show you the one. This is one where the lighting system, apparently, or the laser system, was not able to hide this object back here, and it's showing up all over the place. Let me show you another example. This one comes from the Big Island in Maui. So we can see this object every so often when that lighting and laser system is not working. And oftentimes you'll notice it's when it's sunset when you can see what's going on up there. And then finally, I wanted to show you this. I actually captured this, and another subscriber also captured it. But there's two things that are on this thing. I have seen this shape many times. Let me go into it. I think this is an artificial structure, guys. And I've seen it many times on this object that has been seen many times up there, including in France and Belgium and Italy, when we see the whole planet, the whole thing. And then Nancy Lieder would call it the planet with the big shoulders. I'm cool with that. But anyway, here is what appears to be an artificial structure. I have several pictures of this, okay? So guys, the picture's coming clear. WSO might not survive because they might kill me. But here's the deal. This is real, man. They are hiding it with a top secret low power laser system with beams, according to this insider knowledge. And we're putting the pieces together, and sometimes that system fails, and then we can see things like this. And this is what really scares me, guys. This is an inhabited planet. This is inhabited. That is a structure. Either that, or it's a really weird natural, feature of this rock or whatever it is. But I've seen it many times now, and now I'm convinced that I'm seeing a planet here. No question about it in my mind. Okay. Now let's take a look at Good News Bay here. This is just from today. I want to show you. If you're not familiar, if you go to the avcamsfaa.gov site list, PHP, you can actually go look at all these FAA cameras yourself. I'm just going to show you one today that was pretty remarkable, and let me show you why. So this is the dark time. You got to click through that. Now the sun starts to come up. Check this out, guys. Ooh, what's that right there? That's our planet, bro. And this is that low light laser beam technology being deployed in that theory, right? It's rotating, guys. It's a rotating planet. And it's being obfuscated by a laser system. Love it, huh? Love it, love it, love it. These guys, you got to give them credit, man. They're clever. They're so clever. It's really off the charts clever how clever they are, really. You know what I mean? And then again is the pictures that I took we got a couple days ago. This is a situation where the sun was not in the right position, the laser system wasn't in the right position, whatever the hell happened, where you can actually see that body up there, okay? And it's got dots in it and stuff. The reason I pulled up this picture, I just got a bevy of telescopic pictures of all of the objects in the system from a person that wishes to stay anonymous. And I just wanted to compare this with this, because I think it's the same thing, guys. And this is a picture that we see all the time. And I'll go through some of the other pictures that he gave us here in a minute. But the reason I wanted to bring this up is because you can clearly see that planetary object up in there, right? Up in the upper left, right? Now here's today. It's still there, guys. And you're like, oh, where is it? It's right here. It's right there, man. See it? It's there. And they're hiding it with light, laser systems, shielding. They're doing whatever they can to hide it. That's why those scientists got killed, was because they were trying to keep this top secret information. Not only because it's pretty cool technology, but on the other hand, it's also pretty important that they keep this secret, I guess, to their mind. But anyway, this is just remarkable. We're making a breakthrough here, guys, and you're part of it here on WSO. Okay. Have to do one more all sky cam. This is from somewhere in the mountains. But anyway, I'm going to say it's in New Mexico. And what we're looking at here is, again, from today. Now that we know what we're looking at, or at least we have a damn good theory of what we're looking at, right? There's the planet, man. It's being hidden by these lasers. Look, they've got stuff coming out you can actually see. Watch. What? Right? Starting to make sense now to you guys? All right, let's go look at some amazing astronomy pictures from one of my confidential subscribers now. And I think you guys will like this to finish up the segment. Now, to finish off this particular video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some amazing pictures that now make a lot more sense to me that go back as far as 2015. Now understanding that how they're blocking the system and what they're doing with the system. Now, these aren't my pictures. This is a bevy of pictures given to me by a very dedicated subscriber who's been taking pictures, never felt confident to send these to me until now. And now that we're seeing all these things, wanted me to have them. Some of them are telescopic pictures, but I'm just going to roll through them. Seen this many times. I've seen this many times. We've seen this ourselves. This is that light laser system obfuscating the what's back up in there. Here's an amazing photograph of a large planetary object. Wow, these are amazing pictures this person has given me. These are breakthrough. This is actually pictures that he took off of screenshots, a little collection. This is the one I wanted to look at because this most corroborates with what we're talking about, guys. This is what's up there, man. I'm convinced of it now. At least one of the objects that are up there. There are others, I think, too, but this is the one that's probably gonna be the first one that we see because this is the one they try to cover up the most. Okay. So let's do a little contrast work on here so we can really pull it out of there. You see it? Unbelievable, huh? Wow. It really is, guys. It really is it's getting convincing to me. Now the question is that we're not answering, that I wish I could answer better, is this, how close is this? This flashlight, this system, it's going to start failing at some point. Okay, the big flashlight's going to start failing at some point. People are going to start seeing this in the sky. And guess what? What Jesus said is going to start coming home. It's going to be men's hearts will fail them because of fear. That's why WSO is here. We don't want you to be one of those people that fall down in fear when this stuff starts to show up in the sky. We're not lying, man. We're not making any of this stuff up. I've got subscribers, 20,000, 30,000 people that send me stuff over the last year. Do you think that we're alone in this? Do you think that WSO is the only one that thinks about this stuff? But here's what I want to make different about WSO, guys. I care about your spiritual life. A lot of people have been worried about mine. Let me tell you something. You don't have to worry about me. I'm going to be fine. But what I do want you to know is, regardless of what you've ever seen God look like before in your life, whatever tyrant, whatever picture you've put in your mind of him, can you just do me a favor and for just one moment, give God an opportunity to show you who he really is. And if that picture is love, you're going to be hooked into the same God I know. Put your heart out there. Say, God, introduce yourself to me. My introduction to God or my true introduction, I was a born-again Christian before I met God, believe it or not. And basically one day I just got sick of everything. I got sick of the whole bullshit. I got sick of people. I got sick of the church. I got sick of getting kicked out of church. I got sick of being called all these different names. Seems like my whole life I've been vilified for no reason. It just follows me around. It's okay. I'm used to it. But one night I got on my knees, man. Not on my knees. Actually, I was on my feet. It was in a parking lot up in the middle of nowhere in Wisconsin. And I shook my fist at God. I shook my fist right at him. And I know, it's a swear word, okay? So you want to be sure that nobody hears this. I told him straight up. I said, listen, I hate your guts. I hate you. And I just poured out all my hatred upon him for God, for all the suffering in the world, all the things that I blamed him for, okay? At the end of that discussion, when all of my stuff had been bled out of my body, okay, all the bitterness, all the anger at him, all the disappointment, all the you didn't do what you said you were going to do, all that went away, okay? And then I heard the gentle voice of God come to me and say, finally, you're being honest with me. And that was the day I met God. Have a good day, everybody.